Hello, everyone. My name is Parker D'Amelia, and this is episode 1 of my podcast. I want to start this just to hear myself talk, just to work on my public speaking. I've seen a lot about it online, and I've seen that it's supposed to be really good. As you can see, I'm not the best. I think about what I'm going to say, and as a result, my speech isn't that clear. So yeah, here we are. That's one of the things I want to fix with this, saying ums and being louder. It's uncomfortable, you know? I just graduated Poland Regional High School, July 2nd. I will be attending Thomas College starting August 23rd for computer science. I am in their accelerated 3+1 program, which means I can have my bachelor's in 3 and my master's in 1. And along with that, or to add to that, I have graduated high school with 33 college credits, which wipes out 11 classes at Thomas College, which means I should be able to graduate a semester early. And from there, I will probably not pursue their 1-year master's program and will consider going elsewhere to another college to pursue an in-person master's program. I'm thinking attending RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, because I got accepted there for undergrad, and I really loved how, I didn't visit the campus, but I really loved how it looked in pictures. And just the whole appeal of it was amazing to me. So I think that might be my plan for my graduate degree. But yeah, I just got back from Middletown, New Jersey. I was there for 4.5 days. I left Thursday morning. I got up at 3 in the morning. My dad brought me to the airport, and I was there by 7:30. Then we went to the beach. On Friday, we went to a water park in Seaside. We went to the beach in Seabright on Thursday. On Saturday, I attended my cousin's grad party. That's the whole reason that I was there. Sunday, we just cleaned up and rested because we were all really tired and wiped from the party. And then today is Monday. I flew home. So that was that. I'm glad to be home. I really wanted to start this just to work on myself, and I can reflect on this as I'm speaking. I'm just going to make sure that we're recording. We are recording 3 minutes, 17 seconds. Good. I think this is a really good way for me to practice. I was really, back when I streamed during COVID, I had a really nice, clear voice, and I think I had a really nice, clear voice that I used to stream, and I had a lot of people that followed me. And now I feel like I'm quieter, and I don't speak as clearly. I stutter a lot. I speak really fast. Sometimes I don't speak much at all. I mean, I think about a lot, but I wouldn't say that everything comes out. So that's why I'm here, you know? My plans after college would be, I guess it'll depend where I'm at. Maine has a opportunity for Maine thing through the Department of Education, where they pay for most of your student loans as long as you're staying and working in Maine. So that would be one path that I would go down, where I would just stay here in Maine and work, and then the state would pay for my student loans while I'm working here, which could be nice, but if I get a good job offer elsewhere, I would really consider that, because Maine's cool, but I feel like there's more opportunity, and Maine's just not my style. I love the city, some parts of it, I guess, and I love traveling. I did a backpacking trip a few weeks ago, and I went to Guatemala, I went to Vegas. There's a lot of cool things out there, and I know that, and I feel like I wouldn't want to be stuck in Maine. I want to see what's out there. But I think I'll make that decision whether I stay in Maine or not based on job offers and how much debt I graduate with, if that's something I want to stay here and work with or not. Other plans, I don't have like a state in mind that I would live in. I know I would want to do a lot of traveling, out west, hiking and stuff. I want to visit other countries. I can speak a little bit of Spanish, so I think, Argentina, countries like that would be cool. I think, as a rough description of what I want to do for work, I would want to have a job where I can code from home, and that would allow me to travel wherever I would like to whilst making pretty good money, working for a company, I think that would be the most ideal. I don't think it'd be ideal to work in an office unless I was innovating. I feel like would be like the right thing. Like I feel like somewhere where I clearly had a purpose. Instead of just sitting behind a desk, I'd like to be meetings, coming up with new ideas about projects and bringing them to life from the ideas of others. I think that would be really cool. But that's one of the high up options, and then working from home, coding, designing, I feel like could be another. I wouldn't consider freelance coding. I don't think unless I got to a point where it's stable enough, but I'm not sure with the way that the AI market is going that I could get there. I don't know. I think my YouTube could kick off soon. Me and my friend Hayden Christner have started a YouTube channel called Vital Ascent, where we are, traveling and just showing the raw side of life, going out, doing whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, doing things that just, you have to Vital Ascent is about just living raw, the way that we were meant to live. Going out, being one with the outside, living a life that's not stuck on your cell phone, And I think that's the biggest thing nowadays, is that people don't take time for themselves to get out and experience what life has to offer. So that's why we started our YouTube channel, to promote the real culture that you can experience real life, and that this life that we're now accustomed to of stuck behind screens isn't all that it's about. So yeah, we have 2 videos at the moment. One is a video about mindfulness, where we went hiking to Bradbury Mountain, and then we got a bunch of clips and we voice-overed just about our trip. Not about our trip, sorry, about being mindful. And then the next video was sort of vlog style of, we went backpacking, me, Hayden, and 2 other friends. We went backpacking in the White Mountains for 2 days. So it's just a vlog of our trip, and it's been successful so far. I think it has 150 views at the moment. And then we have a short, and I have my own YouTube channel. I'm still mentally trying to figure out where I want to go with the 2, because I love the idea of working with somebody for something that's greater than us, but I also want to have something that's mine. And I started my channel about a year ago. I think last summer I started making vlogs and stuff, and I want to continue that. So I think I just need to find that balance of group activities and lesson learning on the Vital Ascent channel, and vlog style stuff on my channel. It's just something I haven't really thought too much about yet, but I need to work on. In the next few weeks, I want to get that laid out. I want to, if I decide to continue with my own channel, I want to have video ideas laid out and, start posting those, start getting stuff out from my channel. as well as Vital Ascent, but that's something that's just going to come pretty easy as me and Hayden work together. And then I think the next thing with that is just finding time for my own channel, if that's what I decide. I really like working with Hayden. He's a really get up and go guy, and he's really motivating. So, he'll come by, he'll just take like a day off of his own job and just come by and we'll just edit all day. That's what we did for our hiking vlog. And it was the best thing ever. We banged out the whole editing process in like a day, like most of a day. And we were so hyped the whole time. And it worked really well, So I think there's a lot of success opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity for success working with Hayden on our Vital Ascent brands. We're talking about merch and personal coaching soon. But I think for me to get ready for personal coaching and working with people, this was a really big step that I had to take first. Being able to coherently speak, to show myself that I can do it, and show others that I know what I'm talking about. I already feel like this is beneficial to me. I've talked for 10 minutes, and it just feels like it's right. I think this is going to be really good. I want to continue this. Daily would be awesome, since I'm not doing much. I think it's not that hard to just sit down and talk. I could be watching TikTok right now, and that's probably what I would have been doing if I didn't do this. So I'm glad I'm taking this opportunity now. What do I know about? I know that in order to get good at something, you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it over and over again. You won't get better at doing something if you don't do it. And that's why whenever you get the urge to something, you should do it if it's going to benefit you, because there's no better time than now to act on it. And it might seem cringy, but if you don't do it, what are you doing? Like, if you're not pursuing some sort of passion or something that if you're not pursuing a passion or something that you're excited to do, what are you doing? Like, if you're just like mindlessly doing work just to try to act like you have a life or like you're busy, it's not going to benefit you, because you need something that's going to drive you every day to keep going. And you'll just burn out if you're just doing things just to do them and not because you like them. And there's a lot to say about volunteers that work for free, doing work that they truly enjoy, and they'll just keep going at it forever. And they really enjoy what they're doing, and they enjoy it so much that they're willing to work for free to promote the greater good, the communities, and it really fills them up when they do something that they're passionate about. And same with all the creatives out there. There's a lot of artists and videographers, vloggers, people like that do it to create because they like creating. And there's so many examples of people that do things because they love them and not because they have to. And those are the people that you should look at. Those are the people that you should look up to, because those are the ones that are gonna show you what it means to pursue a passion. And I think that's really important. I've pushed that with my friends, with my sister, finding something that you're good at, that you like doing, and you just keep at it. I think that's why I'm here. I want to be able to help others. I like creating content. I like editing. I like the computer stuff. This has been my life for the past 10 years. I've been, sitting at my desk gaming. I've been streaming. I've vlogged. I started a YouTube channel 10-ish years ago. No, not 10-ish years ago. Maybe. We're probably close to 10 years. I've been doing this for a long time, and this is what I like doing. So here I am, creating. I just urge you to do whatever you like doing, and not like a Oh, I like watching TikTok. No, you don't. You like it because the dopamine floods your brain every time you open TikTok. I'm talking about the things that really, like, you get up in the morning and you're like, I want to do this. And so, you have a drive to get out of bed and go, and, you want to go fishing, so go fishing. You want to hit the gym because you want to get stronger. So you get up bright and early before the sun, you drive to the gym and you work out. Those are like the things that you're passionate about. Like starting a YouTube channel because you like sharing things with other people, helping out the elderly that are on your street because you care about them. You want them to not have to struggle to mow the lawn and plow the driveway, things like that. You do it because you're passionate about it and because you're kind and not for any monetary or avoidance. For about a year and a half, I was a digital artist. I was not good in any means. I didn't really try to improve. I was sort of stuck in my ways, I might say. I started doing 2D art with Photoshop. No, I started with Paint.net a long time ago. And then I moved to Photoshop once I got into high school. And I didn't do much paid work, to be honest. I did a lot of work just on my own for my YouTube and Twitch channel. I made my own thumbnails. I made thumbnails for my friends. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun doing art. And then I moved up into Blender, where I started with Fortnite. And I would model the characters to different poses, holding guns and stuff. And that was fun. And then I built some scenes. I did quite a few scenes for different things. I made one for a coffee shop. It was a really big scene. It was pretty cool. And I moved into Minecraft. I made some really cool Minecraft thumbnails. You can export Minecraft maps into Blender, and so I had some really cool scenes from different Minecraft servers, and there was a software that you can post characters, and it was awesome. And then I got into Fall Guys when that was the thing. I didn't do much with that, but that was sort of the tail end of my 3D art. That was a really fun time. I think I spent a lot of time doing art. This was I think this was before COVID, I think. And then COVID hit and I was a really big streamer. I streamed a lot. I got a lot of money from that. I think I got $150 from my Twitch payout, which it's not a lot, but it's also a lot at the same time because you think about how many people it took to get that much money, and it's quite a few. I had a lot of people that joined my streams, a lot of new people, a lot of regulars, to be honest. It was so fun playing Fortnite with these people that I had been with for the past months, and I was just able to have a good time with them. They were really nice people, really sweet. I met this guy named Clutch Koi. I don't know his real name, but he was awesome, and me and him, we had the similar spark in our eye, and we kicked it off. We shared a lot of the same friends, and it worked really well. We don't talk anymore. I don't even play video games that much anymore, but that was just really fun for me. Then from there, what did I do? I didn't do too much gaming really after COVID. I did a lot of work. I started a job at the Little Brick Pub in Mechanic Falls, and that took up most of my time with school. And then I started track, and that lasted about a week. And then that was junior year, end of junior year. I quit my job at the Little Brick Pub, and then I started working at the Minot Country Store for my senior year. That worked really well. With senior year, I didn't do much gaming, a lot of weightlifting, a lot of working. That was the biggest thing. Is so many days I was just working after school, and I didn't like it, to be honest. I hated the rush to come home and eat before I had to go to work, and then get home 8:39, and then it's bedtime, and then wake up at 5:30 for school, and then it sucked. I had no drive to do anything senior year, and that really sucks. I didn't really acknowledge that until now, to be honest, because I was just kind of going with it. You know, that's what I had to do. I had to work to pay for my gas. I had to work to afford college, which I didn't really know what my bill was going to be, but I knew I needed money for it. Just society says you have to work, and I think that's something that I'm glad that I'm here now, because after I graduated, I quit my job, and I've had a lot of free time to do what I want to do. You know, me and Hayden started our channel. I've gone out. I went backpacking, like I mentioned. I went hiking. I've had a lot of freedom to do what I want to do, and I think that's really important. I don't feel burnt out anymore. I don't, wake up dreading what's going to happen today, because I don't have anything to dread. I can do whatever I want. And I love that about this life. It's much better than, slaving away at a job that I could care less about. It's really nice. That's why I think I need to really pursue creating while I have free time now, before school sets in and I'm stuck with less time and money starts going down, because when school starts, I'm going to be out buying stuff for my dorm. I'm going to be spending gas money to come home. I'm going to want to buy things, I'm going to go out with friends, and there's things that I'm going to do that I'm going to need money for, and I know I can't. I have a supply. I have some money in my bank account, but I know that I can't just dwindle that down. That's not how the world works, and at some point, once I graduate, I'm going to need money to, live on my own. And so I really need to pursue something with this to get me to a point where I can start making money, and then I don't have to worry about, getting a job to afford gas, where I can really work doing what I want to do to get where I want to be. And maybe that's farther away than, start of school, but I think doing this is like the start, and pursuing our Vital Ascent brand is going to be the next biggest step to get to where I want to be. I think it's going to be a lot of repetition. Going out doing something, spending a day editing, thumbnailing, posting, but it's what I enjoy doing. I don't come home and dread that I'm gonna have to edit. I come home, I sit down with Hayden, and I'm excited to open up all the footage, and then it's happened a few times where me and Hayden are editing, and so we start with an intro, and normally the intro starts with a song or something, and the first beat drop of the song will be some really cool transition, or not really cool, but just the first beat drop of the song will be a transition that's important to the vlog. And so 2 or 3 times now we've timed it perfectly, and then we start the intro over and we're watching it, and we get to where the beat hits, and it looks really cool, and then we just get all ecstatic because we've we can see what we've turned it into, and it's amazing to see that. I love that hype feeling when we're working on something and then it turns out good. We spent, what I say, 8-9 hours probably total, more than that probably, editing our White Mountains backpacking trip, and we posted it, and I posted that Thursday, which was 5 days ago, and it's already at 150 views, and we started at 10 subscribers with only one video, so 150 views is incredible for us. And every day we were just texting each other dude, it's at 60 views, and then dude, it's at 80, and now we're at 150, and it's just so good. It's really motivating. I'm gonna keep going with this. I don't think that this is a bad idea to post on my channel, to be honest. I think I'm just going to get better from here, and there's no way that this would hurt anything. Everything's going really well so far. I'm doing good in life. I have my camera stacked on top of a lot of books, and I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't read a single one of them, which is not good. I need to start reading. So on the bottom we have Humans of New York, which is just a photography book by a photographer. And so each person has a quote. I have Principles by Ray Dalio. It's a book just about, I don't really know what it's about. I would assume principles that you can apply to like work and life. I have You Are a Badass by Sincero. I think that's what it says. I assume it's like just how to be great. I have Brain Rules, No Ordinary Moments, The Art of War. It's like a comic version. And a book titled Our Daily Tread by, I don't know who it's by, but it's to support Safe Passage, which, if you guys don't know, which you definitely don't know, is an organization based in somewhere in Maine that works in Guatemala City. They work in the trash dumps. Or they have schools in zones. There's 2 zones that they have schools in that they work and educate. They have like schools that educate children of families that work in the trash dumps of Guatemala. There are terrible conditions in the trash dumps. The families go in bright and early in the morning and they pick through the trash of the people of Guatemala, and they just pick all day, looking for recycling and cans and bottles and anything that's of value that they can sell. There's these people that sit like at the end or at the front of the trash place or the front of the dump that these pickers bring their stuff to and they sell to them, and they only make nothing. It's very very nothing at all. It's really, they can't afford much, and that sucks. It's really sad to hear. We went to Guatemala. We went to the trash dumps. You stand on this ledge and you're standing here and you look out and it's just like this huge pit full of pickers, and they're just picking through trash. It's so sad, and it does not smell good at all. We have to wear masks to go there, and it's so sad to see these people. The kids that I went with were all in like nice clothes. Spent multiple hundreds, almost 1,000 or 2 on this trip to come to Guatemala, and there's these people that make less than $1 a day, and it's sad to see. I could be wrong in their earnings, but it's not much money at all, and it's tragic that there's people that live like that. And I think it was really eye-opening for me to be grateful for what I have. That's one of the biggest things. I came back from Guatemala and I loved being able to speak Spanish, and I think it ignited like a flame in me to like just have a desire to speak to people that I couldn't speak to before. It just unlocked that for me. Before Guatemala, I didn't care about speaking to other people, and speaking to other people that I couldn't understand. I didn't have any reason to. And now coming back, it's like, well, now it opens me up to so many more people that I can talk to. And I feel like everybody should be like that, if it's not like you lose nothing by being able to talk to somebody that you couldn't talk to before you learn a language. And you get smarter with it, and there's no downside. I think it's just really important. And just experiencing that lifestyle was something that I strongly recommend, because it's really, you come back and you reflect on how much you have, and I'm just really grateful for everything that I've been blessed with, and I just I have a desire to help people more than I did, and that's great. I want to thank Skip Crosby for that. He's an amazing guy, really sweet. He's done a ton of those trips to Guatemala. He's amazing. Sitting next to me, I have the Thomas Cup trophy. I won the 2023 Thomas Cup along with some of my friends. I'm rooming with one of them, Sam. We saw the competition before 2023, and I was like, yo, let's get grouped together and do that. And then they were supposed to have it like right beginning of January or something, and they postponed it. No, it wasn't January. It was February, end of February or something. End of January, end of February. They postponed it because of like the weather or something, and then we signed up for the new date, and it was March 31st into the 1st. So what it was is you show up at 5 p.m., you stay there overnight, you don't sleep, you show up. The first thing was League of Legends. And I actually, the week before, I had partially dislocated my elbow, so I was in a cast, and I couldn't play League of Legends, so we had a really good League of Legends player play for me, and that was the best thing ever. I think it saved us, got us the win. It was awesome. We played League of Legends. There was 2 sessions of that. We had to build a bridge out of like wood and like small materials that ours held, was it 200? I think it was 300 pennies. And we got second place in that. We had to code a robot that would maneuver through an obstacle course. We did that pretty easy. We had one of the best times. And then there was like a cybersecurity thing where it was a bunch of websites that you had to go to and learn about cybersecurity, and then you had to answer a thing about, or you had to take a quiz on like some of the websites and prove your results. And then what was the last thing? So there was League of Legends, the bridge, cybersecurity, the robot. Oh, and there was a conservation law thing where we were given scenarios and we had to rank the scenarios based on who was the biggest offender. And so you have to look up stuff online and look for clues in the stories and see what the offender did and how bad it is, and you rank them. We did pretty good on that, I believe. And so, we were there at 9 a.m. on Monday, and they announced third place and second place, and we were like, oh, we didn't get it. And they announced us, and we all jump up. There's this cool picture of us all in the air with our arms up, because we were so surprised that we won. And it was amazing. They gave us $10,000 each, it's $2,500 a year, which is amazing. It's so good. That's the reason one of my Thomas bill is so low, is partially because of the Thomas Cup. So I'm grateful for that. My ideal morning routine would start pretty early. I think ideally it would start before the sun comes up. And then I would wake up. I would start with a big glass of water, journaling, meditation, stretching. And then I would move into early morning exercise and sunlight, watching sunrise. Could tie into the meditation, praying and journaling if you are praying, if you're religious, and journaling and meditating, watching the sunrise. I think there's so much peace and pride in knowing that you get to experience the sunrise every day. I think next thing would be, if you have access to a lake, swimming. No. Next thing would be exercise, so whether that be a run or weightlifting or both. And then after that, I would go into swimming, get to cool off, get to experience the water and the sun. And then cold shower would be after the swim, rinse off all the swim water and all the sweat. That's something I'm still unsure about, is cold exposure after weight training. Is I've seen Andrew Huberman is a big guy, he talks about it a lot, saying that cold exposure after weight training isn't good because that reduces the inflammation that's supposed to grow the muscles, or supposed to promote muscle growth. And so I don't know. I'm conflicted on that because cold exposure is so good for you, and it sucks because I don't like warm showers. And he also talks about not ending on warm, which is really weird because like if you shower after the gym, what are you supposed to do? I don't know. I think ideally by this point it would be early enough in the day that you can eat breakfast at a normal time and it's not going to delay your lunch or anything. So breakfast outside, ideally watching the sun, it's still early enough that the morning sunlight will benefit you. And then from there, doing work. For me, this is applicable because I can work outside with a laptop. You take the laptop out for breakfast, you don't use it for breakfast, and then you've done breakfast, you can start working outside, getting that sunlight. This could be editing, could be writing, could be whatever you want to do, obviously. Just experiencing being outside. I think something I'm not too informed about is what types of work are better. I feel like I've seen that focused work is better in the earlier half of the day, or first part of the day, and then creative work is better second half of the day. So I guess ideal morning routine could be writing work, where you have to reply to emails and plan out videos. Could be first half of the day. I guess actually doing stuff like editing and cleaning, whatever important things need to be done first half. And then second half you spend creative work like editing, going out filming. I feel like that could be correct in its ways, but at the same time I don't know that your brain would be wired, I guess not wired, but be better in certain times. I'm not sure of that. I think that's something I'll have to look at. After the creative, I think I try to have 3 meals a day. It's the biggest thing, for me, trying to get enough calories that I'm first maintaining my total daily energy expenditure, and then on top of that, eating enough to gain weight, so offsetting what I burn by running, by weight training, and then also surplusing so that I can gain weight. That's my goals. Obviously for everybody it's going to be different, but at least eating enough so that you're not starving, so that your body has enough to do what it needs to do. I think family time is important, spending time, my dad works, so after dinner, or dinner would be ideally with the family, and then after dinner, family time, showing them, a few times I've shown them my videos, in the living room, and we talk about them and we watch that. My computer's making a noise. Anyway, I think that's my ideal routine. I'd ideally be in bed pretty early, cooling down by 8, sleeping by 9:30. I think is ideally what I would want to do, because I think there's so much benefit to that. I just thought today that camping for a week can reset your circadian rhythm, because you're not exposed to all the artificial lights, and it's not a good sound at all. Anyway, we're still recording, right? Yes, we are. 39 minutes. Let's go. That's incredible. Okay. 1 week of camping with no screens or anything it resets the circadian rhythm, because there's no screens, you're not exposed to artificial light, and during the day you're out and you're working, so you're not sitting around and it's rewarding. You know, you get to experience nature, and then you come home, maybe you have a campfire, you know, at camp at night, and then you go to sleep, and I think that's really beneficial. I think I want to try something like that soon, where I can benefit deeply from just experiencing nature in that way. Yeah. Because I've been having problems falling asleep early. I guess before Jersey. Well, no, Jersey too, because I didn't go to bed early. But like the week or two before Jersey, I have not gone to sleep early at all. So that'd be something that I would like to figure out before college, because I want to ideally wake up early and be motivated to do things before school. You know, lift, go for a run. I want to be able to do that before I hit classes and get bogged down with schoolwork, and I think that's important. You know, I wake up, I can do that stuff in the morning, get breakfast, and then hit classes. I'll have breaks to do homework, I can study, I can, you know, do all that stuff before nighttime, and then at night I could, you know, edit and editing. That's gonna be so cool. I have my Mac. I bought an M2 MacBook Air, so editing, you know, take my time before I go to bed to cool down, edit some videos. There's some really nice spots to use my computer over at Thomas, so that'll be exciting. Something I need to figure out is the transfer of files-ish between my two computers, because I have, you know, my desktop and I have my Mac, and so I want to figure out a system that'll allow me to use files on both. I'm thinking either an SSD or a small HDD that I can transfer files or have files on, that like a terabyte or something that I can just plug into the two. I want to clean up my setup at home so it's easy. Okay, that's that. So it's easy to, you know, come home and use stuff. Like I have a hub for my desktop with my mouse, keyboard, and microphone. And so it'd be nice if I could come home and be able to plug the hub right into my Mac. And so that's something I'm working on, or not working on, but I had thought about setting up so that's just like a one plug, and then I'm already into my Mac and I have my mouse, keyboard, and monitors and stuff. So that's that. I've done a lot of car audio stuff with my dad for at least, I feel like 7-8 years would be a good estimate. We've done car audio, home theater, you know, projectors. So projectors, TVs, done a lot of TVs, a lot of home speakers, car speakers, boat speakers, you know, subwoofers, amps. It's really fun. There's a lot, you know, it speaks to the passion thing, doing what you love. And it's so cool seeing my dad network the same way that I'm going to need to apply to for running a business like this, where I'm going to want to have friends that will do things with me, and we're going to ideally have clients that would like to learn from us. And so it's the same thing, as you want to have customers that you treat nice, you do good work for, you're respectful, and it's taught me a lot. I put a subwoofer and an amp in my own car, and a head unit. I bought a head unit off of Amazon, and so we put that in. It was cheap, but it has Apple CarPlay, which I love. There's an amp under my seat, and the wires run through like the side panel, or the floorboards like on the side, and back to the subwoofer, and then you run a wire through the firewall to the amp, and that's really cool. I mounted that. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that TV up there was mounted by me and my dad. My setup is all, you know, I mean, it's like simple work, but it's all stuff that I've worked on doing. That's what I like doing. I wouldn't say that's my passion. It's definitely a hobby for me. I think it's more my dad's passion, but it's really fun to do. And it's like bonding time, so there's that. This week, today's Monday, I think. Tomorrow, I know tomorrow's Tuesday. My sister and her friend wanted to go fishing, so I think we'll go fishing tomorrow. I would like to hit the gym again. Maybe I hit upper body tomorrow or something just to get back into it. Cardio. Probably a run, that would be nice. Pretty tired, so I might go to bed early. We'll see how this vlog runs or how this podcast runs, and we'll decide from there. I'm really enjoying this so far. Once I actually get into podcasting, I need to figure out ways to do it, but I would consider vlogging or recording with the camera and then recording the audio, having it just the mic plugged into my computer, and then I record them separate and then put them together in editing software, and that's pretty easy. And I said this earlier, but this podcast has gone very well so far. The words just like flow, and that's something that I really thought that I needed to work on, but it's just coming really well right now, and that's good. I know reflecting on this and just keeping on doing this more is just going to help me get better, so I'm really glad that I took this opportunity today. Like I was saying, I think cardio would be nice tomorrow just to get myself trained. I want to run a 5K, like an actual scheduled 5K at some point. I don't know when the next one is, wherever that may be. But running and then maybe into a swim. I know we're going fishing, obviously, in the water, so swim there. Could be in a run or something. I don't know. I want to have no 0 days, and I think I would define a 0 day as something, or as a day where I'm not working on my passion, because right now I don't have any income, and so if I just spend a day doing nothing, I was at a net loss that day, and the potential that I have with this business is infinite. And I only have a limited number of days before I have to go back to school, and I can spend less time doing this, so I need to take the opportunities when I have them, which means working on it, for the next few weeks while I'm free, doing whatever I can to get this booming before, my time goes down. Because at the moment I have infinite time. And so it's just what I do with that time that determines how successful I make this business. And it's a really big thing to think about, because I can look back at this in a few weeks and see, I can really reflect on what I did with my time. And it'll be my fault if I didn't do much work and I'm disappointed with the results. That's only on me, because sitting here now, I know I have the next three weeks to do whatever I want, and so if I throw it away, that's on me. I'm just gonna say that one more time. At this moment, it is 9 p.m. on July 31st. I have 2 weeks would put me at the 14th. So 2 weeks from now, I have some planned things. So I have 2 weeks, almost on the dot, to do whatever I can do with Vital Ascent to get it up and running. And so for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to try my absolute hardest, just grinding out content, recording, editing, posting, just getting out really good videos that will engage people, that will get them to want to follow our ideologies and our views and our lifestyles. And so I have 2 weeks to really grind out before I get back to real life again. 2 weeks. And however far I get, that's on me. That's entirely up to how much work I do in these next 2 weeks, because I don't have anything planned. I don't have anything going on. And so if I reflect on this 2 weeks from now and I haven't done anything, that's a reflection of what I've done, which would be nothing. And if, we have 1,000 subscribers and we can monetize our content, that's the ideal situation. That's where I would like to be, either in a few weeks or close soon after school starts would be the best, where we can start really earning something from the content we're producing, where I don't have to make the decision to get a job that's gonna hinder my content more. Because if I have a job, it's just gonna take time away from studying and school and lifting, and then I'm just gonna be back in the same cycle that I was during senior year, where I had no motivation to do what I wanted to do. And so I think that's important, that I need to get myself up off the ground with this, or get us up the ground with this channel before then. Here we are. That's a crazy realization. I think that's going to end today's podcast. I appreciate you all for tuning in. From here, I'm going to go through the footage that I have so far, work on some scripts. I'm going to check in with my sister, probably go to bed soon enough, make sure I get good sleep. We're going fishing 8 tomorrow, so there's that. It's been fun. I also want to review this, see how I did. Obviously, I know I didn't have good eye contact, and I know my voice wasn't loud, so we'll see how I trail off, what parts I trail off. There's an exercise where you review just your audio, so you have your eyes closed, you can't see the video. You review just the audio, then you review just the video, and then you review just the text. And so you first one, just listening to the audio, you hear things, how you speak. Second one's muted, just the video, how my eyes are looking, how my hands are moving. I noticed that I was moving my hands a little bit, and I liked it a lot. That's something that really shows that you know what you're talking about, where you can tell a story with pictures and things, and I want to start getting into that. And so I know reviewing how I handle myself will help me both, professionally speaking, and just conversations with people. If I can work on talking to a camera, it'll translate over to telling stories and talking to people about things that are going on and whatnot. And then text will get rid of the ums, and just noticing the word choice that I use could increase, because I can reflect on what words I've used and whatnot. And whatnot, I don't say that often, but here we are. And then the last one is just watching the video throughout, and then you just reflect on everything. And then I just right before I started this, just some guy was saying that once you do this and you review everything, you'll start to watch other people's podcasts, and you'll pick up on things that you didn't before. You'll look at how they portray themselves and what they do with their hands and how they speak. And I think that's really good. You turn this into personal learning experience by reflecting on your own content, and then also a bigger, broader learning experience by absorbing knowledge from podcasts, as well as informative. No, it's you get the knowledge of the topic of the podcast, as well as how to carry yourself, or how they carry themselves, which translate back to me on my own podcast. So, yeah, that's my biggest goal with this thing, is just to be a better speaker. So thank you all so much for watching. I will talk to you ideally tomorrow night. Peace out.